A new civic accountability report tracking federal government funded projects under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration has uncovered cases of abandoned, uncompleted, and fraudulent projects across Nigeria. The 2024-2025 project tracking report released just this Thursday by Tracker, a budget citizen-led monitoring platform, showed that about 92 federal government-funded projects, worth about R1 billion, were fraudulently delivered, while hundreds of others remain incomplete or have not commenced the project despite budgetary allocation. Now, according to the findings, only about 1,438 of the track projects were completed, 660 were ongoing, and about 471 were not executed and were just abandoned. Tracker identified Imo, Lagos, Kwara State with the highest concentration of such fraudulent projects. Now, according to the report, findings revealed more or major implementation gaps, particularly projects vital for not only irrigation, flood control, but also for power generation. Now, the report stated that in the Niger Delta, the platform monitored about 48 federal government, and Tracker reported that these projects were 29. And were completed and delivered to the communities, but 13 were not completed and 4 were ongoing, but 2 were not traceable despite confirmed funding. Well, the report is coming at a time mistrust is growing between the government and the governed, and a call for accountability and a departure from how government used to run things. But the big question is, what impact would these uncompleted projects have on the economy? These and more will take center stage on our discussion today on Dialogue. And that's what we're looking at closely. We're looking at this incomplete project, especially coming to really inform or remind you that this tracking was between the year of 2024 to 2025. We've not gotten that for 2025, deep into 2026. But anyway, before we wait for all of that, it's only right we talk about this, and to help us look at this critical issue. Well, anyway, he's not just a social critic, but an economist. You understand we needed to marry it so get a broader understanding. And I'm talking of no other person but Mr. Gideon Ogu. Good morning, or rather good day, and welcome to the show, sir.
It's the morning, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, Mr. Ogu, I'm really excited that you're here. Confident that you've seen that very report. Yeah, well, anyway. But before we look at the economic impact, because that will take the center stage of our discussion today, I want us to closely look at this project, or rather, this report. And funny enough, it stated about 92 fraudulent delivered projects were characterized by fund diversion, amounting to about 15.07 billion naira. And on the mind, I'm keen to get your reaction to this. Is this a clear reflection of how bad things are as it concerns execution of projects, especially government projects in Nigeria?
Okay, Mike. In worry with the talking like this.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you land.
When the person when you give soup to cook, you not start big cook. Anyhow you see him.
You go take.
The truth is, government accountability to the people are very important.
Okay.
2, citizens' responsibility to monitor what government says they want to do does not exist. 3, the policy of political settlements. So if you make me a minister, automatically I need to settle my cronies. And so put my hand into the bank and collect the money. I will bring a caveat,
proxies.
Yeah, so make sure that I'm able to take that money. And you discovered in that report that 99 projects are in the budget. We're paid for, but we can't find where to be executed.
Well, my next question.
Are you aware that in this country, a governor of the state commissioned an airport, but till 2026 we are looking for it? This nation, Nigeria.
And we could be on the sky.
An airport that should be on the land, a physical thing is suddenly looking invisible. The last time this report was shared, 2024, there was an uproar in this state. Let me be economical here. A town in this state had a primary school finished, but not a block was on top of another block in the site. So what I'm trying to say is, it's so bad that corruption and the tendency to save money for another electoral cycle and satisfy the pay makers, or sorry, what do I call them now? The deciders of election. Because sometimes the people
the kingmakers,
the people we vote for actually selected by them. It's not granite. It's not 10 naira to cover it. But you know the greatest problem? This is why EFCC and ICPC were set up.
Yeah, anti-graft agencies.
But can you now check whether they do their job or they play to the
We'll come to either whether they haven't playing on the basketball courts later. But for now, I want us to still remain with this very project. Now, looking at that report, about 2,718 of such projects were monitored in 28 states. And out of that, they only were able to discover that 4,438 were completed, 660 were still ongoing, 471 were not even executed, 99 were just outright abandoned in a country that will have different strata or level of scrutiny and oversights. Oversight in the form of the legislative arm of government. Now, my question...
Have you heard the word? Have you heard this word? Budget padding.
I have. I will come to that budget padding. So I'm now...
How will you see a project when it was a pad?
Okay, so let's not pad the question. Let's leave the question the way it is. So my question is, now I'm now being forced to ask, is it lack of diligence or outright corruption? Because you have different levels. If you go to some of these ministries, you have to submit letters upon letters upon letters upon letters before that project is even being released. Before even 20, 30, 40% of the money is being released to you. Each letter, each office has a way of scrutinizing the project. When that is done, you still now come to the legislative arm, who will pay to do oversight on some of these projects. So my question, is it a lack of diligence? Is it that somebody is sitting in the office and not willing to, but will just rather put the stamp? Or is it outright corruption that, yeah, he knows, just like what you said? Go. Not see no more. Go and enjoy yourself while sinning. So let's understand where this problem lies. Lack of diligence, corruption, or both of them? Okay.
Let's speak to lack of diligence.
Okay.
Many times, like the Nigerian police will say, they can't be everywhere.
Okay.
But crime can take place anywhere.
Yes.
So if a policeman is not where a crime is taking place, and is not a spirit to be able to know, he's going to wait until someone or somehow gets to know. Okay. So the same thing happens. These things are in the budget, or they are in the thoughts of government. But if I don't know, how will I be able to track it? And until recently, the legislative outcome of the budget this president signed is like a sacred book. Only. So until very recently, where you can go to Ministry of Budget now and type and see. Though the civil service is trying to say they want to go digital. But until very, very recently, it was paper. And because it was paper, it was domiciled somewhere. Only those who have the privilege of the content knew. Ignorance played a role.
Okay.
Then the second issue is corruption itself. The enrichment, the aggrandizement of the offices is not based on performance in terms of quality leadership delivered. Many of us rate our politicians on the catch we'll be able to get, the influence they were able to make in terms of helping me when I was sick, when I wanted to marry, when I had an accident, when I need. Now, the politician have his salary, but the demands of the constituents is now bigger than his salary. So what do you expect him to do? He begin to prefer. So corruption comes in so that it is a senseless budget system.
Senseless budget system.
Let me be categorical.
Yeah, please be more explicit.
2024 budget was rolled into 2025.
Yeah.
When they went to the National Assembly in 2025, nobody categorically told us these are the things we have done, these are the ones we did not do.
These ones are the one carrying over.
Percentage. 2026 budget defense is on. If I will reference what happened yesterday, all you hear is 10% was done. Are we looking for how many percent was done? Now, they've been economical with the figures or the actual makes us to become blindfolded. And so you can't accept this civil organization that are taking their time to go track your system because it's an envelope system. Okay, I'm sure my people understand. What I mean is somebody tells you, I want to build a house. You tell the person how much is it going to cost to build the house. So he tells you it is 100 naira. So you write, we are going to build a house, the cost is 100 naira. And you put it in the budget. When it is approved, the budget, the government, between when the proposal was made and when you release the money, what happens?
Okay. During that process?
In the process, the price could have come down.
Yeah,
the price
could have gone up. Okay, okay.
So many of the projects, by the time they are being executed, either the price has skyrocketed, those that want to prefer have preferred the money, those that don't know can't even monitor it. So you see,
and yet the fund is being released.
It's being released. So if you release 100 naira to build a house, that you thought in 2024 would be good at 100 naira, but in 2026 you have not finished the house, can it still be 100 naira?
No. No.
So what happened to that project? Abandoned. The last one, governmental policies. There's no consistency. A government A comes, he wants to shine in a particular direction. Governor B comes, he wants to shine in another direction. And by the time the third one comes, it's even confused. 5 states in this country that have a development plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why you see that their development plan is followed through.
Yeah.
Example is Lagos.
Yeah. Lagos.
That one is Cross River.
Yeah, Lagos.
So you see that when a governor comes, you only look into the master plan, see where we are, see where we intend to go,
and continue
and
from there.
But what of the place, even the Federal Republic of Nigeria, do we have one? We don't have. So when you add all this together, then abandoned projects are just not normal.
Well, anyway, it would be abnormal if we do not ask these questions and get your reactions to it. Now, we've just emphasized on the need of lack of oversight, lack of we asking the needed questions. But I want us to bring it down now to the citizens. Now, if you look at that very report, some states were basically having 57.0% of all the uncompleted projects. And some of those states are listed here, like Lagos, Imo, Abia, Kwara, Ogun. And funny enough, if you look at some of these states, they still have the highest level of indebtedness. So my next question is it lack, you highlighted this a bit, but I want us to stick on it. Is it a lack of citizens' unawareness, citizens' lack of participation in asking not just the state, but their own federal representative, because some of these projects are pushed through by their federal representative?
Okay, can I make it simple for
you? Yes, please do, because I'm a bit confused.
The politician sees himself as a master. The Nigerian electorate sees himself as a slave. That automatically is why the equation is so disorganized. Why? The voter is the one recruiting you. The election is a recruitment system. Therefore, when you recruit a staff, it behoves on you to be able to tame him, give him a work ethics to follow.
A work schedule.
But what do we see? We wait on them to brainstorm us. Sorry, brainwash us.
Oh. Well, I'd rather put the brainstorm. Sorry, we're on air.
By the time they
Storm.
okay, whichever you want to add to it, you discover that we become baboons, confused people, clapping for their shame. It's tragic. I know a bridge in this state. It's over 20 years. It started and not finished. You see this east-west road? I can remember I was still going to Benin my first holiday in 1980-something. When they were doing this route. Is it finished? Now, check how many budget circles
it has gone through.
And how much have been paid. They will tell me. Natural occurrences have also played their role.
They have played their role. Taking their toll.
But if they have done, knowing that this is the terrain of this location, should that not have been factored in?
In the budget.
So you can imagine how projects continue to be rolled for almost all my lifetime. Mike, I'm over 50 years. A project is running almost all my lifetime. When will they finish? In my grandchildren's time? So they have just become cash calls where they can take.
Or cash cows.
I don't want to call it committee allies till then.
Okay, well, anyway, they'll be sanctioned recently. Anyway, and they will not be coming here. I know you are scared. But anyway, let's leave how you feel first. I'll come back to the question. Now, let's look at it. Because I'm a really bit worried. And you will not blame me for me being a bit worried on all of this. Now, I want us to come to the Niger Delta. Because that's our primary constituent. And looking at that report, they cited about 48 projects. Of the 48 projects, only 29 were done. And
do you know
2 were...
48%.
48%, okay. Well, not up to 50%. Now, apart from that, 13 had not commenced at all. 4 were ongoing. They saw people with wheelbarrow and this thing doing something there. They looked at them, they saw that at least they were carrying shovels, and 2 were untraceable. Forgive my laughing. Sorry, they could not trace it on that very project. Now, the sad narrative about it is that some of these projects are tied to some major communities. Communities that have youth presidents, communities that have elder council, communities that have development committee chairman, or ESCO, committee that have woman leader. And yet, these projects are being abandoned. So my question is, yeah, we blame the citizens for this, but citizen is individual. But you agree with me that when we are standard, when we come as a community, we are stronger in our voice. Yes. Now, my question is there a lack of willingness? If you are building a house in a given community, they come for development levy, they come for DEVE, they come for all kind of development, and they tell you must pay before you build. But yet this is government project being owned by government that is meant to benefit them, and yet they cannot hold these persons accountable. Try to make us understand.
Okay. You know, this one day you asked me a pain in my heart. When you mentioned the Niger Delta, my first reaction was an interventionist agency was set up to ensure that there is even development along oil-bearing communities.
Yeah.
But until the forensic report was done by government in this country, what did that report reveal? Bulk and bulk and bulk of monies that are not traceable, projects that have no direct bearing on communities, projects that were executed but can never be maintained. And the list is on and on. And one of them were saying off the mic. What have come out of that? So even at a level of a group, a regional group, We are holding anyone to accountability. Now you're asking me of what the community will do. I'll tell you what they do. The contractor appears on site and says, this is the project. 55 beautiful signposts. Then he calls these same people we're talking about. I said, well,
woman leader, community chairman, youth president.
He said we should build a befitting blah, blah, blah. I don't know how you want it. And some among my own people will say, so what do you have to offer? If you don't mind, I can just build a pen, the tent, and I give you the other one so you can. Okay.
At least the project is there.
That's corruption number one. How will that executive rise up tomorrow to say no? In the budget, it was X, Y. Why X? So they either come compromise the system, and the only people I exonerate from this are the Ogonis. I must say that with every sense of responsibility. The Ogonis will demand for the bill of quantity of that project you want to do. They will set up a committee within the community to work with you according to the terms. And that's why you see them always going to court and winning their cases. Because when you come, why did you come? They will ask. You will give them the document. They will take their time to study it. How many of us does that? Rather, we are so hungry. And somebody can set up a ministry of, is it laughter, enjoyment?
Like, make the people laugh and enjoy.
So that's the problem. The communities, A, are so poor. 2, have little or no knowledge. 3, sees these things as their own national cake that have come in their tenure. As a result, if you let it go, another one may not come.
So you lose. But the community is at the loss for it.
That is why they don't have pipe-borne water. I have a problem in my community. Shell, thank God they rested their case. Shell came and said they want to do a water project. The community said, no, we don't need a water project. We need an oven to dry our plant produce.
Yeah.
And they wrote an MOU. It's still there. They could not finish it. Why? They tried to lobby using the carrot and stick, and the whole thing went until they disappeared. You go to some communities, you will see waterhead tank, number 1. Waterhead tank, number 2. Number 3. Go through the street, you see solar light pole, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and we don't see people. You just go through the street, and you see names will be branded on them. Do we need more solar light poles, or we need the poles working, the lights working? So that's where the communities are not looking at what they are. They are just clapping hands. And like I said before, we are clapping hands for failure. So this particular abandonment of projects is a cancer, and it has taken away the lifeline it should have enjoyed, the light that should have been there, the water that should have been there, the road, the bridges, the good schools, whatever that should have been there. I went to a community, I don't want to call the name. I felt sad. I told you this.
Yeah, in Delta State.
He hit my heart. I went to that community. Inside that secondary school, you can count close to 12 buildings or 20 buildings. Ask me. But every incoming government in this state for some time, not this administration, make sure that they build at least 2 or 3 buildings in that school. Why?
When others are lacking.
Why? You go to other places, the children are sitting on the floor. Floor, I mean it. In this state, the first day I saw it, I said, the day I saw this in Kanu as a copper, I wept. I never knew I would come to Delta State. I would see children sit on the floor. All because somebody gave a contract after budgeting for it. The contractor, and A, the community, B, the government, C, the politicians, D, those anti-graft agencies decide to pay for the money.
Okay, anyway, we are not stealing away the time, but rather looking at the issue on ground. And today we're looking at that very report coming from Tracker and Budget, emphasizing that about a whole lot of projects, close to about 92 projects, have been abandoned or incomplete as it concerns this very administration.
But
and
that
just
they have been paid for.
And they've been paid for. Better I will let you know. So the full money is there, they've been paid for, concerning a period of 2024-2025 cycle, and how that will have a direct impact on the major one. And you see, do know I have no other person but an economist and also a social critic. We're talking about no other person but Mr. Ogu. Now, I want us to come to our theme of discussion. We're looking at the economic implication of all of this. Now, before we look at the economic implication, I want us to also dive deep into that very report. And one that caught my attention is the issue of dam. It's painful, yeah. Now, if you take your mind back to 2024, that this report was released, the national grid collapsed about 12 times. I can still remember, vividly in my head. 12 times. National grid collapsed 12 times. Alone this year, it collapsed 3 times. And it will definitely collapse. And funny enough, if you go through that report, they saw about 30 states having dam projects. And these projects are about 16 of them. It's spread across these 13 states. And if you calculate how much, it's close to about 482 million, if you calculate the money. Now, a rundown to what seems to have transpired around that is that 6 of these dam projects are on, but at a very epileptic tortoise pace. It seems the dam is just crawling. They saw one block today, another block came next tomorrow, and all of that. Out of the 16 again, 6 were definitely outright abandoned. No evidence of any project. And the reason I'm asking this now is that we've been going, sooner or later the rains will come. We'll talk about our need of dams to deal with the issue of flooding, erosion, and power generation. As it stands now, we are revolving around 4,000 to 6,000 megawatts of electricity. A country of over 200 and something million people. And we even have a capacity of 13,000. But yet we are running around just this small mega circle. And we are talking of a giant in the future without our economy, without electricity. So I really want to understand these abandoned dams. How is it really impacting negatively as it concerns the economy? Because this is our bone of discussion. It's sad narrative, but we need to discuss about it.
It's one dam not cited.
I understand.
Shiroro Dam is not at capacity.
At the moment.
Hadeja Dam, I'm not sure they have hooked it up. The Mambila Dam have been for more than 20 years work in progress of Nigerians. Power. What is the second? Production, food, agricultural produce. So if you stay in the north, so the best way to beat poverty in the north
is to store,
is to give them ability to have access to water.
Yeah.
See, what we just said, is it only me and you that know it? Don't the governors know? Don't the president know? Don't the local government chairman know? Don't the community leaders know? How come that which we give, I have seen that wherever this, I'm trying to change my language.
Please.
These bandits are, check it very well. You see that there are natural resources. Go to Sokoto.
Quite evident there.
Go to Sokoto, you'll be there. Come to Niger Delta. The monies many people are using to show to us that they are the wealthiest among the wealthy. Where is it coming from?
From oil in the Niger Delta.
Is it true the crude oil Nigerians sold? If you can answer the question yourself. So it brings us to another kind of lifestyle Because these abandoned projects are not bringing the general good or welfare to people. You call them militants, you call them bandits, you call them. So you see that our security situation in Nigeria is tight down and are being hindered from farming because alternate resources have been found, and so the farmer must be displaced. If there was light, if there was good road, if the communication was working, people can stay anywhere and work anywhere. But when the team fails, T24, no, when did we do the election again? And when there was behaved that way, soldier men were called. They don't even if they drop you, where is the route? There's no to say this is, you must meet somebody who knows the terrain to be able to escape. What am I trying to say? The impact of these things are grievous. That's why we are just traveling around
a circle.
in the circle of poverty. This is one reason corruption cannot go, because the wound it caused on us is now festering. Everyone wants to lick his hand, but the only way must be through corruption. The National Assembly, after Obasanjo just said, constituency projects should no longer be handled by politicians. So at that time, we were hailing them that reform were coming. But what difference have we made?
Yeah.
Because those were the people who say, no, this one is going to my community, give it to me, I'll be executing. And they were not executing them. Now the ministries are now in charge of those things. They are not, so I don't know.
Okay, now, what I really want us to know now is, let's look at our debt profile and how these have contributed and what we need to do.
That's where I was.
2026 budget cycle. We are expected to borrow nothing less than 25.57. We need all of that. And not only that, for this year alone, 2026, you know, when we are doing issues like this, we go and investigate. We're on Dialogue on Atlantic TV. We learned that Nigeria will be servicing our 2026 debt with about 15 trillion naira. We will service our debt with 15.52 trillion naira just to service debt. Now, my question is, and yet, we have contracts that... So, let's look at how these have indebted us and how come we are not looking at this pain, but willing to go and borrow and impoverish our unborn children.
No, that's it. The pain is this. You borrowed that you want to do. I want to situate it. Okay. You borrow, you want to tie a road to Google.
Okay.
This money you borrowed to tie the road was stolen, eaten, shared, whichever is the language. So the road is not done.
The money missed.
Economic impact of that is, since you need the road, whatever the road was affecting, that made you to say you must do the road, will still be affecting the people.
Yes, it has not been done.
So, in an attempt for another government to show good faith, if we borrow again, what are we doing? We multiply the debts. So we borrowed for Gulu Road number 1, it was not done.